Hello, my dear one. Psychic Mia here with Spiritual Society. Take a breath. What he secretly thinks. We are going to be doing a tarot reading and an intuitive reading on what he secretly thinks. Let's find out what the cards have to say. I want you to clear out your energy of anything that you're bringing in here, anything from the day, anything from the week. I want you to release your shoulders, relax, open up your heart, open up your hands to receiving. Let your energy and aura really crack open here. And I also want you to invite his energy in. Just in your mind's eye, I want you to picture this person, the way that he smiles, the way that he laughs. I want you to invite that energy in as you start to get pulled to one of these cards. Card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4. You're going to let your intuition kick in and choose a card right now. Welcome in my card 1, land and arrive. Clear out anything you need to clear out, and let's get started. What he secretly thinks. I want to start with this anchor card. So starting with this anchor card, let's go ahead and see what we have. We have strength. Oh my goodness. And I am feeling that he has this, I'm feeling that he has this wildness within him. He has this little piece of him that is calmed by you. That there is something about your presence, there's something about your person that is simply hypnotizing to him. That he feels calmer under. And it's not like anything he's ever felt before. It's not like in a movie, it's different. It's different than songs. It's different than everything. It's just this intense knowing of a sort of deeper inner possibility of compatibility. That there's something deep within you that could actually really work, and could really foster each other. That you could be the person who could handle him throughout a lifetime. It feels like a very deep understanding. And I don't think that that's like really coming out yet. It's just this sort of deep inner feeling that's under the surface. Let's continue on. I'm going to pull from a separate deck. So there's a possibility we could pull a duplicate card here. So first of all, of course, I am asking what he secretly thinks. I want to know what he secretly thinks. And I am going to start over here. What he secretly thinks, pulling out some cards. And let's see what we have. We have the 4 of Cups, we have the 10 of Wands, we have the 4 of Swords. Oh, this is very interesting. We have 2 4s, first of all, and a 10. The 10s give us a card of completion. Our Swords getting into thought and mental space, the Cups getting into feeling space. So some very divergent thoughts here and very divergent feelings. First of all, he doesn't seem open and receptive right now. So I feel like you might be getting some hints and some feelings of him shutting things off and shutting things down. There's something in his heart space that's really just turned off and that's been walled up. And I don't think that this is getting into the secret space of his heart. I don't even know that he really knows this about himself right now. I don't even know that he's self-aware enough to know that he's shutting things down. Like he might even say that he's, he's looking, he's open, he's, like all of this stuff, but really he kind of keeps throwing down this wall of no, I am not ready. There's some past hurt there. There's a block there that he's not understanding, and it's not letting things come into him, the feelings, the emotion, the love, the goodness, all of those feelings and emotions. There's something really blocking that there. And we also have the 4 of Swords. So I do feel like this is a little more known, that there's a rest that needs to happen, or that has been happening, that there's been a calming, something he's been stepping away, he's been resting, he's been recovering from something and letting himself find this space and regain the strength and, sort of doing the things that he needs to do in order to be prepared to go back out into the world. Although I don't think he knows this block is happening so hard. Now, we also have the 10 of Wands. So there is that undercurrent, and I feel this from that Strength card as well, that undercurrent of, I feel like I could see this through to the future. I feel like I could work with this, and that this could come home to a place where it is a place of completion, passion, purpose, striving, all of that stuff, working hard through it, getting to the place where we could walk this together. We could walk the hard parts together. We could walk the difficult things together that are hard for other people to walk. And I'm feeling that coming in. This is very interesting stuff coming in right away. All right, we're going to let these 3 cards stay here. We're going to continue on. So we're still asking what he secretly thinks. What he secretly thinks, and we're pulling cards in that space. Okay. We have the Magician. We have the 5 of Swords reversed. And we have the Star. Oh. So there is it's okay. There is something very painful that he doesn't want to tell anybody about. There's something that is like really embarrassing almost to him. It hurt his pride. Something was taken away from him. He felt like he was beaten in some way, that he had failed in some way, that someone else had won. And he does not want to talk about that. He doesn't even want to think about that. Of course he does, but he tries to bury it deeply within himself. It is something that will be very difficult to get to, for you to get to, and something that he stumbles on more than he'd like to, but that he's trying to tuck away even for himself and just forget that it ever happened and forget all those feelings. And I feel like this gets into what's blocking here in our 4 of Cups. Now the Magician is popping up and the Star, and I am feeling like there is something so magical about you. There is something really, truly, your essence and who you are, there is something that's unlike anybody else he's ever encountered. And this is a manifestation card. This is like a master manifester, having all the tools that you need to have everything you want, everything you desire, everything that you can accomplish anything. His feelings about what you're capable of and who you are, it's awe-inspiring. Truly awe-inspiring. There is something that feels like I could trust this person. Not only could I trust this person could be like a partner for me moving forward who can do extraordinary things. We could participate in an extraordinary way of living because this person can do extraordinary things. Your capabilities are limitless, and there's a part of him that sees that. I don't think he'll be willing to voice that probably for a very long time. There might be like little inklings where you can feel the tendrils of that energy. But that is, it is flowing under the current, and sometimes you say or do something that he's just, it takes his breath away, makes him pause for a moment. Now we're also getting the Star here, so I also feel like there's something a bit untouchable about you, and there's something so exposed, so vulnerable, so open, so free to be who you are. There is something truly glorious about you, and you just shine out who you are. He keeps getting these glimpses of just exactly who you are in a very exposed and vulnerable way. And I think that kind of scares him a little bit because it's different, and it's so different from who he is, and it's something that he wants to explore and something he's inspired by because it's so different from who he is. I mean, especially right now, he's in this very closed off space. He's in this sort of opposite space. And there's a part of you that is just so real, that is just so divinely feminine and open and willing to open up and show and be who you are. And shine the way that you shine and just sit into your you-ness, the essence of who you are. And it's a really remarkable thing. I love that. I want to pull some more cards. Okay, I am going to switch decks for just a second. So I'm going to move to her pink deck. I want to ask some cards about you and what you need to know. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know about this person right now? What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know about this person right now? Oh boy, hi you. Okay, so we're getting the 4 of Swords again. We are pulling from a separate deck, so there's always a possibility of pulling duplicate cards. And this is a message for you about what you need to know. You also need to take a rest. You also need to recover. Don't just put their needs first. Don't just want and think about what they're up to, what they're into, what you can do to really sink into your own needs as well. Sink into your need for rest and recovery. Rest and recovery. And that's an alignment as well. So if this is something you really want to pursue, or you want to take deeper, or you want to, that's actually a great place to be in, for you to be on the same footpath moving forward. So also I want you to take a look at what you've accomplished so far. You've accomplished so much. You really have. You've been through so much. You've done so much. You've worked so hard. Getting back into our fire, our passion, our purpose, you've moved with sweat and with vigor, and you've been working and just getting through things that are difficult. You've from big expanses of time through your entire life to more recently. And it's time to take a moment to really appreciate what you've done, who you are, and where you've come from, and kind of the magic that is around you. That's not untrue. You are magical. You are a manifester. I mean, you are in this magician space. There is something really remarkable about you. And it's okay to take a moment to take a look at that and take a breath and be like, wow, how did I do this? How did I get here? This is incredible. Look at who I've become. Look at what I've created. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, and I have the star. Oh my goodness, I love this reading. So that also is not untrue. Those pieces of him that he is seeing, if your first thought when I said that was some sort of, like denial of it. Oh, I'm not that great. There's nothing that shiny about me. Okay, well, I am sort of who I am, If you were kind of pushing that off and like, well, he sees me that way, but it's not true, honor who you are. It is true. Don't shut it down. Those sparkly pieces of you that he sees, they are fully alight. They are fully shining. You truly do possess these things. This is not false advertising. This is not fake. This is real. And this is part of your makeup and part of who you are. And there is a part of the universe that's asking you to honor that, to observe that, but to honor that. Drop a star in the comments below if you want to honor that. If you feel the call to do that. I would love to go ahead and see that in the comments below. And I would love to hear about that too. I would like to hear about you do those brags about yourself that feel so uncomfortable, but to say, I really am so authentically myself in these ways. I understand that I really am vulnerable and exposed in these ways, and I'm really inspired by myself because of these things. I'm here for that. I'm open for that. This community is here for that. We're going to support that in all of us. Oh my, I love this. Okay. So I would like to know more about what you need to know right now. What do you need to know right now? So you've been working really hard to hold your ground. We're back into that wand space. We're getting into that fire. Now this is a space that's like, you've been like really trying to hold your ground and stay in a place. And I think it feels like you're treading water sometimes. It feels like you're just kind of getting by. Like you're not really making progress and moving forward. You're just struggling, sweating, working so hard to stay in the same place. And perhaps it even feels like you're backpedaling some. And it's time to revisit that feeling. And we can revisit that with this rest as well. But I want you to take a moment to revisit that feeling. And I want you to take a moment to revisit that entire space. It feels like the universe is saying, hey, you're looking at the wrong thing. You are looking to tread water. That's what you're choosing to do. But actually, you could swim from here to that island and move forward. You don't have to stay in this space. That is small thinking. And I want you to try some really big thinking. I want you to try some thinking that gets you up and out of your normal way of thinking, that gets you beyond the struggle of where you are. And that's just something you need to know right now. It's not necessarily something that's going to affect this person, but it will affect you very much. And that's a divine message that's coming in. But also, I mean, all the things in our life, they're all interconnected. We are just one connected being. So everything that the circuitry that we change, if you can get all the circuitry working in the proper way, I mean, everything just starts to light up. Everything starts to move. And it's beautiful. You also need to know that a new opportunity for an incredible amount of love, feeling, connection is coming in. If it's with this person, let's find out actually. Let's pull a card just to see what we're asking about this opportunity that's coming in. Tell us a little bit more about that. I want to know a little bit more about that opportunity. The Chariot reversed. Okay, so we're gonna have to be okay being a bit patient. The Chariot is a very fast moving card. It's kind of like a move in and conquer, like let's get out of all the obstacles. Let's, we're just gonna trundle forward. And unfortunately here, we kind of can't do that. This is not gonna be just a quick little drop in answer for this person. We're going to have to take a moment. That's part of this process. Part of this process and this reading right now for you and your energy is to pull back on the gas pedal of needing to know who that person is and if it is this person. And you're going to have to probably just see this out and walk this out and walk this path a bit and see what happens and how it goes. And you're going to have to be okay taking it a little bit slow. It's not going to be full speed ahead running in, but it is coming. Take take some peace in knowing that it is coming and that your deep inner desires are honored and lifted up. So if you are feeling them and you're feeling called and you're feeling pulled and you're listening to your deep intuition, which you have plenty of, then you're moving in the right direction. And trust that. Trust yourself. Trust your deep inner knowing. I'm going to pull one more card for you. So we're also pulling the Three of Pentacles. Now, this is the first Pentacles card that I'm pulling today. And I am feeling that there is just a little tip-off that there's something you might be distracting yourself with away from something that's important structurally. Now, this could be your financial structure. This could be, just like getting your finances in order. This could be your health and physical body structure. This could be your home and like messiness or chaos. There's something in here that's not getting the attention it needs and deserves, and it's important. And we don't get to know all the answers of why it's so important, but it is important. And that is the message that is coming in. It is important. So do not ignore that. Don't ignore that. Take a moment, honor and recognize that it's important. And let's just pull one last card to ask a little bit about why. Why is that important? Queen of Swords. Because you're not going to have the clarity that you need to move forward on your path, to manifest all your desires the way you want to. Your magic's not going to be fully lit up. And you're not going to have that full clarity and that full seed of knowing and power if this structural thing is off. This structural thing will end up, although it may not be a problem right now, it might even just be like a little thing right now, or it could be a problem right now, it will end up becoming and compounding into a much bigger problem that will keep you from being able to be your fullest expression of yourself, to really move forward, to have your full power, to have your full strength, to be able to live the life that you desire. So it is really important, and it will become a much bigger thing. You should make time for that. Schedule that in your calendar right now. And I'm sending you off into your world. After you plant that star, leave me some comments. Of course, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm so grateful for you and your presence here today. I'm so honored to have you with me. And I'm sending you everything that you need to be courageous, to be patient, to take the rest and recovery that you need to shine as your brightest, fullest expression of yourself, the divine essence of who you are. Take care of the structural things. You have got this. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you so much light until I see your precious self again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card to release anything you don't need, land, and arrive. Be here with me now. Yes. Okay, so we're finding out what he's holding secret. So I want to go ahead, I'm going to pull from 2 decks, and I'm going to change as needed as we go. But there is a possibility of pulling duplicate cards and finding out what secrets he is thinking. What is going on? What are the secrets that he's holding? What is he secretly thinking? Okay, we're going to come back to these 2 piles in just a second. And let's get started with our anchor card. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh, there's something beautiful and new coming in. New opportunities coming in with those aces. The wands get into passion purpose. There is something really exciting going on in his life. There's this like undercurrent of fire within him, and it feels very exciting. It feels very new. It feels very fresh. It feels like this sort of undercurrent of lava, this undercurrent of fire that's propelling him forward to feel like he is moving towards something new with a new vigor. And your energy, there's something in you that is under this undercurrent that's in there with that. And well, I want to find out more about that. I'm not getting a full read on what that is. We're starting off with our duplicate cards. I love when that happens. It just, we get more messages, but also we're getting these reinforcements that this is really strong and this is really important. It's pushing forward. The Ace of Wands coming in again. We have the 6 of Swords reversed. We have the 5 of Wands. I want to go ahead and pull our second deck as well. Second pile. We have the Hermit. We have the Fool. And we have the 3 of Swords. Oh, this is so interesting. So some really interesting, good information coming in. Right away, I'm feeling that there's like, with this undercurrent of, we're getting into that passion, purpose, energy. There's something competitive here. There's something... I wonder, it feels like even with you, there might be something competitive here. Like this drive to push him to be more competitive because he wants to win. He wants to be someone who's worthy and good enough and is thought of well, and the way that you see him and feel him and like all of those things are pushing him to be more competitive, but also with you. So there's like something a little bit like you're on top of your stuff. You're doing it. You've got some stuff going on. There are some things that you possess and some things that you hold in your person that are so inspiring and also a little intimidating, and also things that he doesn't completely feel like he's living up to, that he feels a little bit competitive with. Like, I want to be able to do that. I want to push myself harder. I want to be faster, better, stronger. I want to too. Which is really interesting. And it feels very magnetic. It feels this undercurrent of like lava that's going to like force him to be a better person, a better version of himself. And then there's also, something in there that is fiery. I mean, there's like a undercurrent of fire and heat, and that translates as well to attraction and physical heat, romantic heat. I'm feeling that. I don't know what YouTube censors in terms of words, so I'm not gonna get too specific, but you know what I mean. That heat, that yum. There's something fiery underneath of all of that. Yeah, and there is something fiery underneath of all of that too. Now we also have the 6 of Swords reversed. So really very far away from your vision and very far away from something he is going to reveal to you or to many other people, is this feeling of loss, and that he's let go of something and he's moving away from something. And it is painful. It does plague his thoughts. It is on the undercurrent of where he is. And it is very much hidden away from society at large. It's not something he likes to talk about. It's not something that he's very open about. And the pain of that and the sort of isolation of that, the sadness of that, the coldness of that, that's something that he's handling and dealing with, but very privately, and very privately keeping to himself. But this new fire, I feel like it's really good for him. It's encouraging him to live, to be alive, to be in his life. And that feels really good. Now, there's also a part of him that has been very hidden away. There's a very insular part of him that's pulled away from the rest of society. This might even go a little bit further than that. Like, it's not just that he has a lot of internal dialogue and internal soul searching and growth oriented looking within himself. It also feels like he might be more of uh, a hermit, but an introvert, even more than what he seems. That there might be something to that. It almost could cause him anxiety to get outside of himself. It's like actually kind of hard for him to interact and deal with other people, even though it might not seem like it. There's a little bit of a boundary and something he has to jump over in order to make that happen. And it's this, it's kind of like cold little place, this cold little, lonely place over there that he's got going on. Now, I love this. The Fool is coming in here. And of course, the Three of Swords is coming in here. So the Three of Swords is tipping me off that this thing that he's moving away from, I think that this is heart related. I think this is romance related. I think this is heartbreak related. Something that he's having a very hard time letting go of and moving on from. He's doing it, but he's just keeping it all to himself. But there's some real heartbreak in there, like very painful space. Really, just socked it to him. And that's something that he doesn't show. It's not something that he wants to talk about. He doesn't even want to feel it, but of course he very much feels it. And that's something that's very much going on. It is real. It is alive inside of him right now. And then the Fool is popping up, which I just love, because there is, despite all of that, despite moving away from something, despite, these sort of against his inner being of how he naturally is, and despite all of these things and this heartbreak, there's a part of him that just wants to take the journey, that feels very open-armed, that is also a little bit ready, that like wants to step off this cliff and is feeling a little tempted by you with that, this like open-armed feeling of like, oh, maybe I could just walk into this and, say, you know what, come with me. Let's find out. Let's go open-armed into the future. I don't care if this takes me down another devastating road. I don't care how painful this was. I kind of want to open my arms to it anyway. There's this pull and this drive towards that feeling, which is very healthy and very good. It might take a little bit of time to get there, but that feels like this is good. The heat of this feels very good. There's some things that are acting as blocks that are going to be a little hard and challenging, that are very internalized within him, and even just getting outside of himself can feel very hard. But there is that pull. There is that like, come on, let's go. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Just think of what could happen. Oh, the adventure. Oh, the fresh air. Oh, a new journey begins. I'm going to pull some cards for you as well. So I would like to go ahead and pull some cards. I want to know about what you need to know about this person. What do you need to know about this person for you? What's going to be important for you to know about this person? And then I also want to know about what you need to know about your journey right now. What do you need to know about your journey? What is just really important information for you to know right now? So this person, oh, so interesting. We have Judgment. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. So what you need to know about this person is that I think they're in the process of making some sort of decision, and that has to be made in order for you to really move forward with this person, no matter where you are in this. If you're like, you've said hi once, or you're already in a relationship, it's just not as deep as you want. Wherever you are in that journey, there's something they need to make a decision about, and you're going to have to be patient for that to happen. You need to let that decision and that judgment happen, because it's very important for their growth, and it's very important for any transition that's going to happen within your relationship, for anything to move forward. So give that the time that it needs and foster and stoke the fire that's going on. There's obviously some energy going on here. So let that burn, let that sit, let those things percolate. This is good stuff. It's a soup that's boiling. Let it boil. Let it cook. So that's important coming in. Now, also the Five of Swords is coming in. Now, the Five of Swords to me feels like, really, this is telling me that sort of two things. A, they have their moments where they can be a bit cruel. They have their moments where they kind of want to take something away from you. They have their moments, and maybe this gets into that competitive space. They're going to have their moments where they kind of want to jab you a little. They want to get you. And I don't completely know what that's about, if it's just the competitive nature coming up, if it's to keep you from moving too far forward, it theoretically, like that kind of weird mind game that they probably don't even realize they're trying to do, of like trying to keep you from moving too far forward, or like letting you go, expand and grow too far and get away from them. Because if you do that, then you'll be out of their league, or you'll be beyond them, or you'll be moving too fast for them to catch back up to you. So it does feel like they have this little strain of potential that could hold you back, and potential that could hurt you, and potential that could sort of purposefully want to see how they can hurt you. Now, I'm also seeing this as, I'm also seeing this as this kind of, that sharpness and that kind of feeling of cruelty is something else that's maybe happening with them. Perhaps it happened in this past relationship. This could have been a very cruel person, but I feel like it could be happening to them right now. Like there are pieces of them that are being emasculated. Maybe it's in work, maybe it's from this relationship, even just their own thoughts, just coming in and saying like, well, you weren't good enough. Well, you didn't do that enough. Well, you're not, XYZ. So it is important for you to, I would be careful of your language. I would be careful of your, because not only do you not want to encourage them to do that to you, even if it's playfully, that can be a fine line. Not only do you not want to encourage them to use that same kind of cruelty to you, but also there's stuff that's a real trigger for them, and that's a real danger zone of pushing them away and not letting them open up and walk forward into this. And you won't really know what those hot buttons are until you've hit them, or you may not even know when you've hit them. And this is something you could do a deeper dive on as well, but I think it's just really important to like, if you're not sure about the kind of joking competition, or like what you can say on the truth scale that might be hurtful or painful, opt for the most encouraging thing that you can for now as you're figuring it out. Opt for encouragement, opt for support, opt for, for lifting up, as opposed to even playfully, breaking the castle down. Just as it does feel like there's a danger zone there. Now we also have the Three of Wands. So I am seeing this call for you to, I'm seeing a call for you to we're in this Wands territory, right? We're in this fire territory, and there's that kind of sense of competition and fire, and they're like starting to pick up momentum and move towards everything that they, and the fire's underneath of all that. And I'm seeing that this is a good time for you to genuinely look at what they're doing well, what they're accomplishing, what they are on their way towards, and genuinely appreciating it. Genuinely, if they have a work that you can look at, that you can invest your time into, to say like, wow, look at what you've done. This is really incredible what you've done. And not for any means, not to get, them to, jump off a cliff with you in love, but just genuinely as a human being, looking at what they've accomplished, where they've come from, but especially things in that passion purpose area that they're really trying to successfully build, to take a moment to really appreciate that for them, about them, in front of them, but just really just take your time to see what they're doing, to see what they're doing well, and to see what they've accomplished and what they put out there. Genuinely. Now for you that's coming in, oh, hi. Okay. All right. Now for you, I have the 10 of Pentacles, 10 cards of completion. I have the Knight of Swords reversed. I'm getting another 10. I'm getting the 10 of Wands reversed. And this is so interesting. Our wands, we're coming over here with we've got all this wands energy here. I think this might feel at some point like it's not going to happen. It might feel at some point like, no, this is not going to come around. It feels stuck. It feels like it's not going to be the thing. It feels like, but that's just a feeling. That's something you can move through, and you can push through it. So I wouldn't listen to that or feel that too much. So any feelings that come up like that of stagnation, that like, oh, we've gone as far as we can go, he's just not interested, I would be careful of that, because I do actually think that you could walk this home. Now, we also do have the Knight of Swords reversed. So I find this very interesting, and my immediate feeling is that there is somebody else for you that is important for you to see, and you are not seeing them right now. This is not this person. And it's important for you to see this person. And this person, very thought space oriented, very fast moving, knows what they want, has tons of clarity, can sometimes bulldoze, can sometimes be a little bit much, just smart, and kind of knows that they're smart and wants to, tell everybody else, well, this is the way I see it. But there is something about them that's important for you. It's important for you to see. It's important for you to be open to. This could be another love match that's just around, behind you, or just like right there, that you're just not taking in and you're not observing it as what it can be. So I want you to take the time to do that, and to see that, and to feel it as it is. Because there's something important about that. And I don't know that this is important because they're a love match, but there is something important there for you. It could be an important lesson. It could also be an important thing to stoke this fire more, because they realize that, oh, okay, well, now I've got more competition. Now we also have the 10 of Pentacles. So as a card of completion and as a generational wealth card, kind of, it's this beautiful family, generosity, overflowing. There's just this lovely family feel. The dogs and the older generation, the younger generation, all of this abundance and wealth. This is coming in, I feel, because there's a reassurance coming to you from the universe that a fullest abundance and a fullest manifestation of your desires for your future, for this big, broad picture that you have of what your future looks like, that you sometimes feel like, oh my goodness, this is so important because I want to get here. This is so important. This is coming, and it is open to you. It is available to you. This is coming. You can relax into that knowledge. The universe has got your back. You're good. Everything is going to fill out exactly the way it's meant to, and you're going to feel so abundant, so loved, so joyful. You're going to feel so just sinking into family and goodness and all of the yummy feelings. It's all going to be there for you. Everything will be taken care of. So don't worry about that. That big picture, that feels like that's there for you. So now you can just sort of play in this moment and find out the path that you need to be on to get there. But that you can take your time doing that. This is already there. There are the roads to get there, but you're going to be just fine, because it's there waiting for you. We're just, flipping the right GPS. Okay, I'm going to pull one extra card for you. So I would just like to know about any special messages coming in for you. Any special messages coming in for you that are going to be really important for you to know at this moment in time. And we have the Empress. Hi, my Empress. I want you to go ahead and lean into this divine feminine energy I want you to lean into your growth energy, this fertile energy of growing things, expansiveness. Everything is coming together. And look how relaxed she is in that. I want you to let yourself relax into that. Rest calmly, divinely, serenely with all the growth on your mind. Let yourself take a sigh of relief into that and sit at the waters of your divinity. Let yourself see your soul and feel how precious and luxurious and abundant you really are. Take time for yourself. Take time to be this woman in this way. Be this for yourself. It's important, and it's going to take you far. You're off and running and ready to go far. Let's go ahead and let's drop a crown below. Let's drop a crown below and lock that in. Leave me a message. Of course, like and subscribe. You know, I read all of the messages. I love to hear how this connected with you or didn't connect with you, or what you picked up, if anything gave you chills, anything. I love to hear that. I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much light. Look out for this person. Be aware of this person. Look for that, and don't let any of those niggling little thoughts get to you. Don't let that sink in. Be calm in your abundance, in the future that is already surrounding you. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you off into your day and into your week until I see your precious self again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card 3. Take a moment, land and arrive. Crack open your energy and get this person in your mind, in your space. Get this person very sharp and clear in your mind. Let's go ahead and start with our anchor card. What is he secretly thinking? Oh, we have the Justice card here, and I'm getting a very strong sense that he has something that's really underwriting everything he does right now. His actions, his feelings, his emotions. Something happened to him and it felt very unfair. It felt very, that he needs to get that justice for it, that something wasn't right, that he's been done wrong, that things need to be equal, that things need to be put to rights. And it's really lighting his fire in a lot of areas in his life. And this feels important. This feels important enough for this to show up as the anchor card, that this isn't something that you know, this isn't something that, but this is something that's going to affect you. So this, wave that comes in, this tsunami of needing justice, is going to have a lot of repercussions for you and your interactions with this person. So it's very important. It's coming through. Let's find out about what else he is secretly thinking. Because there's a lot about this that feels like it's probably affecting any interactions you're having with this person right now. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. Oh, these are interesting. Also, take a look at both of those figures and how similar they are, riding in on their horses, coming in the same sort of directions. And we have the Queen of Cups. Oh my. So right away, what is he secretly thinking? This is very interesting. I am guessing that there is also someone around him that is, it's funny because I see 2 people here. One of them I do think represents him, and one of them represents someone else. So maybe there's someone else that you both know that also I sort of holds a space that that feels like that person also might have some interest in you. And there might be something that's a little bit competitive between these 2 energies, but it is an interesting undercurrent, because this is like now sort of affecting them. It's interesting. I'm feeling like the person who's coming in, that you both might know, is someone who has a lot of heart space, has a lot of emotionality, is very emotionally well regulated, can read emotions well, can talk about their emotions well, has a softer side, has a real heart on their sleeve kind of presence, but also still in a very masculine way. Now, this person has been feeling like, I got this, and I've got this kind of victorious fire coming in, like I'm going to land this. I'm going to, it's feeling like you might really like him and you might really demonstrate that you like him. And there might be some sort of energy where it's like, I've already kind of won this and I'm winning at a lot of things in my life. And that's sort of really showing up. But this is an interesting little competitive energy that they are feeling. Because remember, this is getting to what he's secretly thinking. So this is something that they're really, pulling in. This might be also something that they have privy knowledge to. Now, they see you as an emotional being. So this extra person is probably extra competitive to them because they're speaking your language. They have a very similar way of interacting and being in the world. So they actually would maybe, perhaps, at least through this person's eyes, make a good pair for you. Perhaps even make a better pair for you than they would. I find this very interesting. Now, you are coming across with all this intuition, all this emotional depth, all this feeling and this deep sense of gracefulness of being in the world, this deep femininity in the world. And there really isn't, it's really this sort of like soft, untouchable side, because it's not the way that he is relating with the world. And it's kind of awe-inspiring and puts him in a place of like untouchableness of, like this incredible sort of, putting you on a pedestal, or putting you in a glass case almost. But there's something awe-inspiring about you to this person. And it's something they're just kind of observing and watching, because it's so unique to you and so far from who they are. Okay, I want to keep going with this. Let's see what else we've got for what they're secretly thinking. What else is coming up for this? Oh my goodness, the Knight of Swords. This is really, really interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. And we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, I want to pull two more cards around here for what he's secretly thinking. We also have the Three of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of cups action happening here. There is a lot of feeling popping up. So, like just the way that he's feeling about you, about who this other person is. Now, we also have feelings that he owns. So I'm also seeing the Knight of Swords coming in. Now, the Knight of Swords to me isn't 100% clear. I'm going to pull another card about the Knight of Swords to get a real clear feel on this energy of what this Knight of Swords is really coming in with. But I am feeling that there's, it tags back to this justice feeling for me a lot, where there's this almost this vengeance, this feeling of like, I'm gonna ride into battle for this, like I'm gonna warrior for this. And there's a clarity and a real mental presence and intelligence around this person. And whatever happened to them, that they've been done wrong and they feel like they want justice for it, there's an action side of that they feel like they are actually have the clarity to move forward, to take action for what it is that they want, for the justice that they want. The Page of Pentacles is coming up. So there's a message coming in here, and this is about, the Pentacles often gets into finances and wealth. This could get into worldly goods. This could get into the physical body. I am feeling, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed here. I am feeling that this is getting into some sort of financial thing, that the feeling of the justice and the feeling of that vengeance and all of that feeling, I feel like that is swirling around some sort of financial interaction. So this might not be as heart-centered and as, this might not be romance-centered at all. This really might be some sort of financial deal that went wrong. There is something that caused them an incredible amount of stress and anxiety that had to do with losing money. So the Six of Pentacles popping up reversed here, that feeling of, they have this feeling of like they can't give, they can't receive. There's a real limit and stagnation in their financial world. Just giving, receiving, movement, money coming in, money going out, any of that feels like it's on hold. It is stagnated. There's now all of this baggage around it. It is really stuck. And that's a really big part of their identity of like just feeling their presence in the world as as a masculine entity, just really being brought to a halt, which it's going to take a little unpacking for them to unpack some of this. But they're moving toward this with a kind of that kind of vengeance, that kind of movement and clarity. Now we also have the Eight of Cups, so I do think they're also moving away from a heart. They're also moving away from a heart position. And probably the way that they deal with most of their problems and most of their hurts is with this feeling of like justice, like, okay, here we go. I'll show you. You watch what you left behind, that kind of feeling. But in this, they're really just they're letting go of something more slowly, a little more gracefully. And there was a lot of heart space there. There was a lot of feeling there. This does feel a little bit like it would be a challenging person to try to have a real romantic connection with in the moment. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Now some other things are popping up. We do have the Three of Cups, and we also have the Two of Cups. So I am also feeling like they do have a very deep desire to have fun, to have joy, to have laughter, to have the carefree interactions that everyone else seems to get to have. The things that they see on Instagram that other people have, that they really, even if they seem like they're having these, they really don't feel like they are. This is, this undercurrent for them is very intense. And this is lighter and more heartfelt. And they really yearn for that. There's a real yearning for that. And that's part of why you are so alluring. You are so attractive to them, because you seem to hold that, and you seem to do it effortlessly. You seem to hold the ability to see the joy in life, to see the feelings and the emotionality in life, to move forward with that. Now, the other thing is they really are interested in being in a place with someone of love, equality, truth, honesty, fatedness, good communication, being together, togetherness, being in a couple. There is something that's a deep desire, stacked away probably like 5 levels here. But stacked away 5 levels, there is a real deep desire to be in something committed and wonderful, that can grow, that can be balanced, there's like a real partnership around this. And again, tagging back to your Queen of Cups self, there is something there that really, really lights up for them. That's like, hey, ding, 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 this could be the person, this could be the thing. I'm really zoning in on this. Let's go ahead and pull a couple of cards for you. I want to see a couple of little words of wisdom for what you need to be doing right now. Where should your energy be? What's going on in your world? What do you need to know? The Empress. Hi. So sit into that growth energy. I want you to sit into your divine feminine energy, into your sense of growth and well-being and luxury and fertility, letting yourself really be creative, communicative, have all those feelings, have all those emotions, and grow things around you. And that's, cultivating the relationships around you, encouraging people, encouraging good outcomes, growing your work and your focus and your purpose in a calm and peaceful way, growing everything, just everything in your world, letting it really grow up around you. It's going to have a lot of benefits for you. And it's going to be important for you. My goodness, the Star. These feel like themes coming up for me in these readings today. We've got the Empress. The Star is coming up now too. Now the Star, really, your ability to be open, exposed, to pour yourself out, to be vulnerable, to be naked, to shine, to let yourself be who you are, It's very important right now. And I want you to really lean in to, you have all these emotions, and that is not untrue. You do. You sit by the waters. You have all the water. Let your feelings, your emotions, let the rocketing energy that you feel so deeply, let it shine and let it show. And don't be afraid of that. Don't back away from that. That's going to be very important here if you wanted to progress anything with this person. But also, this is really just important for the fiber of who you are and for being the fullest expression of yourself. And we also, oh, that's so interesting. So let's just take a little reminder that we have the Six of Pentacles reversed over here. This is something that's an incredible stagnation for them. And this is something that right now is coming through upright for you. So the giving and the receiving, they are on pause here. This is something they're having a very hard time with. It is something that is a block for them. It is locked up for them. Now, I'm saying this financially for them. I'm feeling that very much. And for you, I feel like this can get into finances, but I feel like this really gets into abundance generally. So that abundance from finances to all of it, because it all trickles into each other. So where this is, locked up for them, it's going to be locked up in other areas of their life as well. It is going to be a hard, stagnant, non-moving, difficult space for them, no matter what area we're looking at in abundance. And that makes it difficult for partnership. That makes it difficult for heart space. But for you, it is easy and it is free. And truly, especially here with this person, if you wanted to move this forward, but even just as a human world of, caring about your fellow human being, letting yourself really enjoy that giving and receiving, the fluidness of your abundance. And like I said, this doesn't just mean financial. This is your abundance generally, which is your gifts of time, attention, kindness, your gifts in all of these areas, your you-ness. But spending that well and letting your energy flow easily, give and receive easily, is going to help them to unstagnate as well. So it's going to be good for them regardless of whether you're meant to be moving forward together. Now we also have the Seven of Swords. So you have all this gorgeous energy. You have some really strong, potent, gorgeous energy. Water that. There is also something coming in that is going to take your thoughts, take your mind space. It's going to feel like something's being stolen from you. And I'm feeling this is something that's coming in right now. And it could have to do with this person. I mean, our Knight of Swords energy running in. It could have to do with this person, that it could feel like they're taking something from you. But whatever this is, this could be another outside energy that feels like it's stealing something away from you. It's going to be difficult to deal with. You obviously have all the tools and resources you need to deal with it. But there is something that's going to come in that's a little bit prickly here. Oh, and we have judgment. Judgment and justice. It's interesting. They're very different, and judgment's more of, it's a decision-making card. But there is like a little undercurrent here where I feel like you are going to be making a decision about something, and it's going to feel very liberating and releasing. I have a feeling that this thievery that happens here, this feeling like you're being taken advantage of, that things are being taken from you, you're making a decision based off of something that's happening there, and it's going to feel good and it's going to feel right. And then you're going to be like, okay, done with that, on to the next, off we go. And that's so healthy and so good for you and exactly what you need. Then we also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So it might feel like good things are just not coming your way right now. There might be a feeling of like, nothing is working out for me. I just need something to go my way. I just need something to work. And it might really just feel like thing after thing after thing is just piling up. And another thing, and it didn't work out. And it's really just a grind. But that's about to shift and change. And there's about to be a domino effect where everything starts to feel like all the good things just start dropping in for you. And all of a sudden you're going to notice that you're like, am I the luckiest person in the world? What just happened? Is everything just good happening for me and to me? So look out for all of those little things. I feel like that's especially about to start happening right around this time frame of like a big decision being made for you, where you're going to make a big decision. You might feel like you've had this thing where somebody's taking advantage of you, something's being taken from you, making a big decision, and then like all of this shifting, energetic shifting is about to start happening, where it's like, oh, every good thing is coming to me. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, my dear one, I want to pull one more card. Let's pull one more card. And I just want to ask your angels, I want to ask your higher power, if there's anything else that you need to know that's important for you to do or take action on right now. Hi. Well, oh boy. Hi. So this is the message that I'm getting. I'm getting two messages. First of all, there's anything in your life that resonates, that energy resonates with this person, with his undercurrents, like his attack dog, vengeance seeking, justice needing self. Clear up anything you need like that. If you have any of those feelings, I want you to deal with them and you to clear them up. The other thing is, I do want you to pay attention to this person. This person, it feels like, hey, yeah, like let's, go ahead, Go ahead, go pay attention. This is the time. There's something important here. This could be an important lesson. This could be love. There's something important here. So off you go. So turn around and, let yourself stay in the interest that you have. Whatever's going on here, spend a little time with it. Spend some time with that person that we're talking about the he and what is he secretly thinking. Oh, my dear. I want to hear about this, please. Please. Let's do the little scales down below. Give me the little scales emoji for our justice card. I would love to hear comments. Leave me any comments. Of course, like and subscribe. I'm sending you so much love, so much support, so much light for your week, for your day. And I am intrigued by this reading myself. So I really can't wait to read your comments. Have a wonderful, lovely, beautiful, incredible day until I see you again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card for land and arrive. Be here now. Clear out your energy of anything you don't need. And go ahead and open your energy to this person's energy that you're thinking of. Let yourself see them. Let yourself encourage that energy in. And we're taking a look at what he is secretly thinking. What is he secretly thinking? Our anchor card is the Ace of Swords. There has been a moment of clarity for him recently. There has been a deep inner knowing and a real understanding of what he wants, the truth of his situation, the truth of what's going on around him, the truth of his heart. There's something very royal about this as well. Let's go ahead and pull some cards about this, because let's find out what this truth is. Because there's some deep clarity, some deep inner knowing. There's some real new inspiration coming in regarding this. So I'm going to pull 3 cards to get us started here on what he is secretly thinking. And let's see what we've got. So we have the 6 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. So first of all, he realizes that he needs to move away from something. If he was just if he's, still been attached even to someone else, or if his heart was still with someone else, or there was a situation that he was in that he realizes he needs to get out of and move on from, there's something there that he knows he needs to let go of those thoughts and he needs to move away. He needs to leave that. And he has a real understanding of that now. He has a real understanding that he has to let that go. And it's something he's been doing in secret, that he's had this understanding that he has to let it go, and this new movement away. Now, this isn't like a fun journey away for him. This is a little bit of a sad journey away from him, that like, okay, it's time. I need to let go of these thoughts. I need to let go of this old thing that's been standing as a block, that's no longer serving me. And he's been moving on and letting go. Now I'm getting the Queen of Cups, and I'm feeling like he has this deep inner feeling about you, about your emotions, about who you are as a feminine entity, this divine feminine energy, this deep intuitive being who has a well of feeling and emotion and understanding of emotion, and this real divine feminine essence that's really just in tune with the world of feelings and intuition and emotion and knowledge and understanding. And he has this reverence for you. He puts you in this sort of reverential space. Now, I'm also seeing the Four of Pentacles here. So I do think that he's been in a place where he's been very tight to the chest. And this could be financially. The pentacles often do get into money, and they can get into worldly goods, into the physical body and whatnot, and to things that you hold precious, just the abundance of life, the give and flow. And this is a stuck card. This is a card that's like really holding on and holding tight to that kind of hoarding mentality of like, and that kind of almost like greedy for what you have, but not willing to let it go. But it's not as much as you could have, because there's no flow here. And I think he's realizing in this clarity that he is this way, that he's been tight-fisted, that he's been holding on tightly, and that there is this stagnation for him. And I don't know that he's taking action on that yet, but I think he has an understanding that's where he's been, and that he's not been able to give and receive well easily. It's been a little bit of a battle for him, and that he's really holding it all and, precious to himself, and it's keeping him from getting more, receiving more, being able to give, obviously, but, been kind of keeping him in a little bit of a stuck space. Let's take a look and see what we've got, what else we've got. I just want to keep asking about that, what he's secretly thinking, what we need to know about that. What is coming up that we need to know about that? Okay. I definitely am feeling this. Let's take a moment and reshuffle just a second. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got over here. So we have the Three of Wands, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have Temperance. Yeah, he has also accomplished a lot, and he hasn't really taken the time to appreciate what he's accomplished, but he is at the moment. There's a part of him that's really impressed with himself, impressed with what he's done, impressed with where he's come from, impressed with his view on the world right now, impressed with the accomplishments he's made. There's a part of him that's really reflective of the past, and reflective of the past experiences he's had, and how far he's made it, and what his passion, what his purpose, all of that has done for him, and how where he is right now. Just really taking stock on where he is right now in view of the whole world. So he's really in a place of reflectiveness, which is a beautiful space before action. This is a beautiful space to be in before taking action. So it feels like there's a lot of knowing that is before action taking. So I'm guessing that there's probably not a lot of movement with this person. Wherever you are with this person's not been making a whole lot of movement with you, not trying to move things forward, not trying to take things deeper. They have an understanding of how precious you are, but they haven't really been taking action toward that, because there have been some blocks, there have been some things holding them back. And they're in this reflective space that's a beautiful space to be in pre-action. Now, I'm also seeing the Seven of Cups, and I'm seeing Temperance pop up here. So I do feel like there's some sort of issue in their life, that there is something that surrounds feelings, that surrounds emotions, that there are some unhealthy things going on here. and they're working on finding balance. So this could have been from, like any kind of, sort of generalized addictive behavior from, playing video games a whole bunch, or watching too much stuff, distracting things, or eating too much, or drinking too much, or just distracting themselves from themselves and the world, and not being able to be present and alive and like really in their life. And with the Seven of Cups and with Temperance, I mean, Temperance is, that balance card, getting, things, finding a way back into balance. They're trying to find a way back into having a balance with whatever that thing was. The Seven of Cups really does get into that, it's this person looking up into the clouds. There's good things, there's bad things. There's a lot of disassociation from the present, from the real, from what is actual real here now. So there's this also the sort of distracting quality of being somewhere that isn't here now, that is, I feel a lot of like maybe a make-believe world, which could get into, even watching other people's Instagrams, or, like things like that, like disassociating from what is real in the real world, and really projecting to a place of fantasy. And they're getting a handle on this stuff, which again, I feel like is a really good position for them to be in before taking action. So if you're really interested in this moving forward, I feel like there's some really good potential here to start moving things forward, because this is like a great preemptive place for action taking for them, where they're like been kind of getting things in alignment for them to be ready to like, okay, well, let's see. Now let's pull some cards about that. I would like to pull some cards in their energy field about that. Is there space for you to move forward? Are they going to turn around? Are they going to start taking action? What does that look like? Do we have any answers in that area about the future of you moving forward? Something else in there. We have the Sun. So yes, I mean, this is a very positive, optimistic card. There's something really positive that's about to turn around with this person, and with the potential for you to move forward together. That is, the clouds moving out of the way and the sun comes out to shine. There's a cloud rolling by at the moment. There's very much the cloud rolling by at the moment. But there is something sunshiny and optimistic and hopeful and powerful, extremely powerful. That feels good. That feels right. That feels like, let's spend all day talking in the sunshine. That kind of feeling. That this feels good. Let's light this up. Let's light this up. I want to pull another card about that, about the potential future of you. And the Six of Wands pops up. And the Six of Wands is a very victorious card, and it is a movement card. It's moving into something that feels like it's winning, that it's like working, it's working out, feels good, and it gets into some more of that passion, purpose, fire energy with our wands. So I am feeling like there is going to be some movement forward. There is going to be something happening here. Things are shifting right now, and that shift is good. So I want you to let yourself really be calm and peaceful wherever you are in the process with this person right now, whether you are like not talking, or whether you are, in the very fledgling beginning stages of just even like making contact to like being already in a relationship. Wherever that is, there is some movement and some positivity and some real good things that are working their way toward you being able to progress and move forward with this person. I want to pull some more cards for you. So I want to specifically just dive into your energy for a second here about what you need to know. So first of all, what do you need to know about this person? What's important for you to know about this person? That they're playing a really big balancing game, and some of this really does get into their finances. It is important for you to know, especially as you're handling any kind of financial things that come up in the future if you're moving forward together, that they've been really balancing things out. They've been juggling a lot here, and working on that temperance. This is a person you might have to you might have to give a little bit of, not space to, but you might have to give a little grace around certain areas that they might still be trying to learn how to do, handle certain things in their life well, with balance, with, temperance, with, if there is something that they're really used to indulging in, or, and this could get into, money, that they're still figuring out how to handle their money, or still learning how to, be open with, their money if they feel like, like they're really holding it all to themselves. There is still something in them that's having a hard time with that. I want to look at one more thing that you need to know about this person before we just take a look purely at you. Oh, boy, that is interesting. The 9 of Pentacles popping up here. So we know that this is something that they're having an issue with, they're trying to handle, but they see you as this sort of ideal of what they have a hard time with. You're the ideal of that. So whether it means that they see you as like, this sort of luxurious being, that you have figured out all of your financial problems, that they, at least that's what they think, that you're in this space of like having it all and understanding it all, and that you're really strong in that area. I think there's also a part of them that feels like they have to be able to put you in a place where you can have this kind of luxury, where you can have this, that you're the kind of person that they should be able to take care of, pamper, provide for, give things to, that is a feeling that they have about you and what that means for having you in their life. And that can go both ways. It can be a beautiful thing that it's beautiful that they want to do that. That can also sometimes, if it's something they're having a hard time with, which it is right now, that could act as a block for you being able to move forward with this person. If they don't feel like they can do that for you, and they feel like that's something you need, they're not going to be able to feel like they can have success with you, and it's going to be difficult for them to want to move forward. So that will be an important thing for you to know if you decide you want this to move forward, that you might have to handle some of those perceptions about what it is you actually need. And you know what you actually need, whether you actually need a provider, a caretaker, someone who can pamper you like that, and if you don't need that. I want to get some messages just for you about everything for you. What is popping up that's important for you to know in your life right now? And it doesn't have to do with this person. It could have to do with anything. Hi, Queen of Swords. Well, this person had this lovely enlightenment. Now you are being told to really take a look at your seed of knowing. Like, hey, by the way, you know already. There is something that you might have a question about that you already know. You have the answers within you right now. When you feel like you're like, I just don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I don't know, you have a deep seed of knowing. And that is not true when you say those things to yourself, if you do say those things to yourself. You have a deep seed of knowing. You have a deep seed of understanding. You are so smart. You're so intelligent. You figure things out. You do have the answers. Every answer you need is within you right now. That is one of your superpowers, and it's beautiful. And lean into that. The moon is also popping up. So here we had the sun, and we were asking about whether you two can move forward. And I think this is an important juxtaposition of a message, that although the sun hasn't come yet and you're not walking forward with this person into this sort of sunshine, optimistic, positive place, it's important for you to stay in touch with your moon energy, which is, your secrets, your hidden truths. The moon energy is a very feminine energy. It's, it's very feminine. This is a much more masculine energy. Sit into that feminine energy, that nighttime energy. I would love to give you some homework to play around with chatting at night with the moon, with yourself, having a moment to really evaluate the truths that you already own and have, evaluating the secrets that are held in the energy around you, the deep intuitive secrets, the things that you're like, I know this, even though I can't possibly know this. even though the world tells me I can't possibly know, my intuition knows this. And these are the secrets that I'm going to expose today. I would love for you to do that for me. I would love for you to do that. Let's drop a moon emoji below. And I would love to hear that you're going to do that and how you feel drawn to that. Do you feel more drawn to the moon? Do you feel more drawn to the sun? And probably both, just at different times. We have all these different moments throughout life. Interesting. So now the Five of Swords is popping up, and I do feel like this is coming as a warning that there is someone who doesn't mean you well, that is hanging out in your energy field, someone who wants to hurt you, who might not even realize that they want to hurt you. If this could be somebody close to you who's just jealous or has some biting feelings. I feel like some really biting words that are going to give you some anxiety, some mental space that's very, like bites at you, just like sharp cutting, hits you in the middle of the night kind of thing. There is something out there. So when you recognize it, I want you to really own it, that you understand what's really going on, even if the person is being passive aggressive or coming off in a way that's not actually, it doesn't seem like they're trying to hurt you. I want you to own what it really is and let yourself, step away, take care of yourself. This is a person you don't need when they're doing that. They can figure out this energy for themselves. It might take them a second, but this is not something I want you to just stand around and let yourself get sliced for. So that is something I do want you to watch out for. And now we have the Seven of Pentacles. I find this very interesting. So the Pentacles and everything that they've been sort of popping up for us, really a lot revolving in this situation. But also what you think about money and your feelings about money, I would like you to take some time to ruminate on how you feel about money, providership, partnership, being with someone, and what your relationship with money is going to look like, and what you need, what you want, what you desire. Because I do think there's a part of you that you've planted some seeds and they're growing in abundance. Those seeds aren't the seeds that are actually going to fulfill you. There's actually something else that is going to fulfill you. So I want you to take a deeper look at your relationship with money and abundance. And I also want you to ask for what it is that you really want. I want you to plant the seeds of what it is you actually want. So, if you need to do a ritual, or if you need to do any kind of evaluation of like, this is what I've been working towards, but what I actually want is this over here. And that's what I should have been planting seeds for, not this thing over here. And you're going to start to realize as these seeds grow that like, oh, I'm going to own that that's not really the thing. And that's okay. That's not wasted. Just let yourself move on over and find the thing that is truly what you actually desire and plant that seed. I'm pulling one last card for you for any divine wisdom that you need to know. Queen of Cups. I love that. We're pulling from two separate decks, obviously. This is really three separate decks because we started with our first deck. So there's always possibility of duplicate cards. And I love pulling duplicate cards, especially as it sort of solidifies messages coming in. Now, this person is thinking of that Queen of Cups way. That is a position they have placed you in, and that is not untrue. They do see you as you really are, and you really do have this deep seat of Queen of Cups energy, and I certainly feel that, especially with that moon energy popping up. I feel that even with your Queen of Swords energy popping up, I felt that. So there really is something about you that is deeply intuitive, deeply knowledgeable about what's really going on, what's really in the space, what the feelings and the emotions really are holding. You do have this precious royal seat that is very powerful, very feminine, very very knowing and seeing and feeling and hearing and mothering, and there's just something very sensitive and understanding. You have very sensitive dials on you where you can read things so clearly, so well. Sit into that. It is beautiful. This is not a wrong understanding of who you are. He sees you as you are. And this is where you land, and land into the power of that, using all of your intelligence, thought space, clarity, truth, along with all of those feelings and intuition. I am sending you off with the moon below. I'm sending you off into your week with so much love and so much light. I would love comments about this. I would love to hear how this hits you, if it feels right, if it doesn't feel right. I cannot wait to see you again. Until then, Mia.